Charlie McGrath, I'm the founder of WideAwakeNews.com and a host on the Rinse Radio Network. Occupy whatever. Occupy Wall Street, Occupy New York, Occupy Los Angeles, Philadelphia, Orlando, you name it. Every major and minor city in this country has an Occupy movement going on right now. This is not a secret leftist George Soros plot. We need to understand and keep that message out there. There is way more in common with the Tea Party and the Occupy movement than there are differences. But the mainstream media and the powers that be are going to do everything they can to drive a wedge between people of this nation so it will distract us and keep our eyes off the real target, which is the people who brought us here in the first place. Do you want to know why the people in Occupy Wall Street and you name it are out in droves? It isn't because they're getting free pizzas from George Soros. It's because they live in an economy that's been completely and totally eviscerated. This is why. They have no hope. They have no hope of a future. If we look at simple statistics between 1980 and right now, in 1980, 27 weeks or longer, the unemployed, that number was 9%. It's almost 50% now. In 1980, it was 5 weeks the average person was on unemployment. Now it is over 27 weeks with trillions and trillions of dollars spent since 2007. The best we can do is being 5 times worse than 1980. But meanwhile, the corporate set, the elite, the financial elite are reaping profits like never before. In 2010, we've had almost record profit for corporations in this country. Almost the very top of the heap for corporations in the United States, while Main Street is withering and dying on the vine, and we have 1 million foreclosures and 1.5 million people had to file bankruptcy. This is why the people are in the streets. This is why this Occupy movement can't be co-opted by one group or another. We must make sure that the people that we talk to understand that there is way more in common, like I said, between the Tea Party and the Occupy movement than there are differences. Anything else is nothing more than a mainstream media powers that be game in order to control the frustration levels in this country. In 1980, the average CEO made 50 times what the average worker made. In 2011, it's 350 times. Yet the mainstream media, the mainstream business media, has no problem whatsoever going on television and telling you that the number one thing we can do for this country is to continue lending money like drunken sailors at zero interest through the Federal Reserve to the too big to fail bank who own the Federal Reserve. This is the best solution we have while our economy, where we live here on Main Street, continues to evaporate. The middle class is dying in this country and around the globe. That is why this is the time that people will wake up and rise up, and we must make sure that we tell everybody who gets involved in this movement, regardless if what their social agenda is or religion or you name it, we have more in common together against the 1% that control 90% of the wealth of this country and the planet than we do against the vast majority of the have-nots. It is time to stop playing the left-right game. It is time to realize it's a two-party system, the haves and the have-nots, and 99.9% of us are in that have-not category. Stories are attached. That's all I got.